Could somebody please make it make sense?
Everyone, man, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Make It Make Sense podcast. I'm your boy Face 412, and I apologize to everyone out there for the delay in this podcast. We had some logistical issues. You know what I'm saying? I had to get my thoughts together mentally, and so we're gonna talk about a topic today that's a little bit heavy. I know on everybody's hearts, but I just had to gather those thoughts. But with me, unfortunately, Skylar is not with me. With me this go around, man. She's a little sick, so we're going to give that throat a rest. I need that throat, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to give that throat a rest. I do got my boy here with me, man. This is my CT, you know what I'm saying? My man's man, 50 grand, right? The boy from Detroit, man. But he out there in Cali right now, living it up, making me jealous as fuck.
Smoking
it's
good
my boy
kush.
Hud.
Smoking fat ass woods. What up, though? What up, though, everybody out there? Thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, and I want to give a shout out to Jordan, man. I remember when he was trying to do this shit years ago, and I kept pushing him to do it. And now he finally got it together. So shout out to him for following through on that shit.
Appreciate it. If you saw my face right now, it would be kind of a blush, but then kind of like it shit was gonna get done. You know what I'm saying?
That would be kind of a gay.
Super.
Well, we don't discriminate no more.
Cool, but you my man though. Like it is what it is, bro.
No more. You know, that's how far we done came. Like that was my mentality then.
You feel me? You married with a kid and you got the whole, you know what I mean? I got mine, you got to be good out here. You know what I mean? Tell people to leave that bullshit at home.
But, facts. But
anyway, I do appreciate you, but this is like the first special. You're like the first special guest. Like, think about how special that makes you. Like, you're the first person that doesn't live in this house to be on this fucking podcast.
Bro, I'm about to be like the 6ix9ine of the show. The most views.
Hold on, time out. If you the 6ix9ine by like reputation, that would make me the shotty, which means you out here.
You know what? You gotta look like that nigga.
Hey, yo, please don't. Look.
You gotta look like that nigga. B.
Let's not start the podcast like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the disrespect. You would be the snitch, though. Like, that's what you had to. You would be the rat out of the group. You know what I'm saying? Like.
No, okay, that would be a bad example then. I would
be a super bad example.
Be that. No, like, I was talking about view counts.
Okay. Oh, if you're okay, I'll
so
take
whoever
that,
the next amount of view counts would be after
Lil Nas X, bro.
Lil Nas X?
Come on, dog. Old Town Road.
How long has he been doing music though? Is my thing. Like, did he just start doing that?
Yeah, basically. Nigga been out for like 2 weekends, and he's already like #1 on Billboard.
That's just the culture of hip hop these days.
It's the culture that's. Have you listened to the song though? Like when Billy Ray hopped on and added that extra special Texas barbecue sauce on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he added that sauce.
He added that swag, bro. But I mean, they say the internet says, Billy Ray's invited to the cookout. I don't know what the natural hair black women say about that, but the internet says that Billy Ray's fucking invited to the cookout.
Anyway, Billy Ray said he pulling off on the lamb.
That's it. You know what I mean?
Said he pulling off on the lamb. WAP had a lamb.
With a brand new guitar. Yeah, that's my joke.
Gucci had a lamb.
Gucci got everything.
You feel me? I'm talking about the old WAP had the lamb.
Oh, I had that. You mean Fat Gut WAP?
Huh?
You mean Fat WAP?
Do I miss him?
No, I'm talking about, are you talking about Fat WAP or are you talking about six-pack WAP?
Yeah, I'm talking about Fat WAP.
Fat Chat Lip WAP. That month, yeah, that.
I'm talking about that WAP. I'm talking about, is you rolling? Yeah, I roll cause daily. Fuck you, pay me. That WAP.
Yo, so if y'all haven't noticed, I got a nigga on the show today.
You feel me? I'm from the D, baby. East side.
You know what I'm saying? It's about to get real nigger-ish. But no, we got to, let's get into it, bro. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about somebody today that I know affected both of us. You especially, you know what I'm saying? Me talking to you and hearing how this man affected your life. And I'm talking about the one and only Nipsey Hussle, man. Long live Nip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Nip. Rest in peace.
He was laid to rest. He's getting laid to rest later on this week. But he had his celebration of life earlier today. And I don't think did you see that? You happen to check that out?
Yeah, I was in and out because I was at work. I don't know why they had it so early on a
It's
weekday at
LA.
that.
They wanted the East Coast to see it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, but I caught a lot of clips. You know what I mean? In and out, just Instagram clips and seeing everybody posting about him. And, you know, it's crazy that he died. He died 11 days ago. You know what I mean? And it's like he still been like the most trending topic for 11 days straight. And
Bro,
the only reason I even know the date, and I gotta write the date every day at my job, is because I know how many days ago Nipsey Hussle died.
that's crazy. And it's like, to me, I said it earlier today, you know, Nipsey's the Tupac of this generation.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Factual.
I mean, call it what you want. You know what I mean? Let's not get into the nuance with the numbers and the hits and the records and the music. Like, the music meant something. If you listen to Nipsey's music, he was saying something in that music, just like Pac was telling you something in that music. And he has his array of followers from what he was saying in that music. You know what I mean? I got a homeboy live out in Southern California right now, man. Shout out to my boy Joe. Shout out to my boy Monfort. Shout out to my boy David.
Shout out the gang. Shout out the gang.
They was at the celebration of life today, and I was talking to my homeboy last week, and he was just telling me, like, he went on, bro, I want to say for like 30, 35 minutes straight about how Nipsey affected him, how he was listening, how he grew up listening to Nipsey's music. I'm talking about the CD out the back of the trunk Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? The mixtape, the Jerry Curl Nipsey. You know what I mean? With the moisture, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, he just hearing them and just listening to like the passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, my boys we get passionate about a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We get passionate, every time the Lakers play, the Spurs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure. That's just in us. It's in us to do that.
But there's something different. You can always tell when the passion comes from somewhere a little bit deeper, and that shit came a little bit deep. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an East Coast, I'm from Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't grow up on Nipsey like that. I heard of Nipsey. I like a lot of Nipsey shit. Face the World is my all-time favorite joint from Nipsey, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, off the Crenshaw joint. So I've known Nipsey's music, but I can't say that Nipsey's was like my top artist or anything like that. But I definitely heard the messages in his music, how he was that self-made man, how he was a philanthropist, gave back to the hood. He didn't have to do none of that. He got out. But that affected me in a way like that I consider people like, like Pac, like K-Dot, like Hove, you know what I'm saying? The ones that, like Killer Mike, the ones that are speaking to the community through their music. I hold those guys in their own esteem, you know what I mean? In their own category. Because that's what Nipsey meant to me. So let me know from you, bro. What did Nipsey mean to you, man? How did you perceive Nipsey when he was here living his life?
Well, first I want to say I think that it affected the world so deeply because Nipsey was so thorough and he was such a genuine person, you know what I mean? And he still hung around the same dudes that he knew he was still the same guy, but he was just making business moves, you know what I mean? And that's something that people can reach out and touch, you know what I mean? And that makes him more relatable. And that's why people who didn't even know Nip all across the world, you know what I mean? They had candlelighters for him in other countries.
Facts.
You know what I mean? This is like I don't want to be disrespectful, but this is like some Bob Marley big type, you know what I mean?
I heard that earlier today, bro. I heard somebody comparing to Bob Marley. I think it was at a celebration of life. I can't remember who it was.
25 miles of people, bro. You know how many people that is?
Yeah. 25 miles is a long ass way.
25 miles is a long way. We used to have to run 1.5 miles and we'd be gassed.
You feel me? 25 miles. And I'm looking
miles.
Like, I got my phone going, bro, and I'm seeing like videos of the processional band, like leaving Staples and just like he had the whole block was locked off, bro. And
do you feel me?
Bro, and
everybody who said something about Nip. Even Obama wrote a letter today.
Bro, the most heartfelt letter, it was just perfect because everything Obama does is just perfect, to me at least. I mean, in terms of socially, but
and you know, 45 ain't gonna say shit because he may fuck Donald Trump. People forgot about that. Come on now.
Come on, man. That's the GOAT, bro.
Trump, baby.
That's the GOAT, bro. Like,
he may fuck Donald Trump.
Nip's the GOAT. Like, this is what I'm talking about. The impact, the social impact that Nipsey carried through, you know what I'm saying? He carried that shit on his back. You know what I'm saying? He definitely
did that shit with his head high, bro.
That's it.
Passed out.
And my thing is with Nip, bro, the thing that makes Nip so special, to me at least, right, is especially with this new mentality that I've been fostering as I've been getting older, is that Nip came from exactly where the rest of us did. You know what I'm saying? He came from the streets. He came from the block. He was involved in the gang life. He was involved in the streets. Deeply. You know what I'm saying?
Like front line. Like he said that shit on almost every project. I bet you could probably Google how many times he said out front line, said the word front line.
And look where he came from, and then look what grew from that. You know what I'm saying? The mentality that switched.
And we got to see it. We got to see the whole journey. We got to see from the time he was a teen, like it was real. Right. At that time, his documentaries had a gangland type of feel to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He was telling you what they was really doing. And then now you see him now, you like, that nigga wasn't lying.
Period. And you know what's great? You know what's great about this, man? And the reason I love how long, you said 11 days. And the reason I love it is, well, other than the first, I would say 5 days. And I'm going to get into the first 5 days of this shit in here in a little bit because it disappointed me. But in memory of Nipsey, like, Nipsey's life has been talked about every single day since that man got shot.
Every day.
And it's been talked about not only in, black people got their own circles. You know what I'm saying? Like even black Twitter online, like black people got their own circles.
Right. Everybody got their thing.
Right. It wasn't talked about just with black people. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
It's been talked about worldwide, nationally. And I'm glad and I'm happy. And the reason I am is because I always operate from this point. You got to understand what your oppressor is thinking, right? And you have to change. Sometimes it's unfair, but you got to change the view of what the opposition sees of you because they'll use that against you. And if you show them something different, they can no longer use it. And what Nipsey showed you was that contrary to white belief, all Crips ain't bad people. All gang members ain't these evil, ruffians, you know what I mean? These destroyers of communities as national media and let's just be honest, most white people would have you think. They use gang as a negative.
Right.
You know what I mean? They say Crip and it's a bad thing.
Right.
Nipsey showed you how positive Cripping can actually be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like being a Crip can be how you can affect the community and still have that label and wear it.
And Nip really did it. You know what I mean? And people like Killer Mike, I seen his TV show on Netflix, when he was doing the Cripicola joints. And that was dope, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that those dudes wasn't legit, that was their gang or whatever, but we got to see Nipsey for real go through all of this shit, get locked up for everything he did, come out, become a better person. And you know what I mean? And he promoted the whole brand while he was a Crip. Everybody knew it. He was big Crippin'.
That's it.
It was big Crippin', but they knew it was a Crip that was doing better business. You know what I mean? That's something that those guys, they just attached their name to it and started doing it. You know what I mean? That just became a brand.
Right.
He had been doing it already. Because my journey with Nipsey, I started in 2010 in high school. One of my homeboys put me on. I think it was my homeboy Dre. Shout out to Dre. With the marathon. And that's when I first heard Blue Laces.
Oh,
Blue Laces, and I was like, "This is it. This is it." But even then, I'm not gonna lie, like I wasn't on him tough throughout the years, but I did keep an ear for his music, and then I really started listening hard when he dropped Slauson Boy 2. Slauson Boy 2 was it. That ain't hard enough with Mozzie, and then the Ocean Views, Small Circle, It's a Chosen Few. Classic, you know what I mean? Like that shit was just like inspiring as fuck.
It's crazy, yo. Like post-mortem, how even going through his songs again, you know what I mean? You can hear them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's where I remember, I want to say it was one of the Biggie documentaries way back in the day. And I forget who, I wish I could remember who was getting interviewed, one of Biggie's homeboys. And they were playing a Biggie recording. And he was like, man, it's crazy hearing your dead homie's voice. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with when you sit there and you say, when I was listening to Victory Lap yesterday, right? I'm like, yo, this is like one of the dead homie's voices. It felt weird. It felt like it wasn't real. You know what I mean? And shout out to Nipsey's mother, by the way.
Oh
While I
yeah,
interject on being
oh yeah,
real,
genuine woman, man, genuine
bro,
soul right there.
I've never seen, heard, and probably will never see or hear a stronger, like more composed, more angelic and beautiful woman when it comes to facing the death of a child. Like
Exactly.
that woman to hold her composure the way that she said she did and the way that she has shown since his death. I can't, my spirit isn't that fucking stable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what she practices. I don't know what spiritual advisors she seeks, but I need to go fucking see them because that's peace that I wish I could fucking achieve. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, that's when you at peace with yourself for real. But you know what? It takes a strong woman to take all of that in for the whole entire world and to her and say, you know what, y'all don't be worried. Let me, you know what I mean? Y'all shouldn't be mourning. You know what I mean? Like that's her son. You know what I mean? But she knew how much that affected the world. So she, instead of her mourning along with us, she wanted to inspire us. And that just go to show the genuineness in their bloodline. You know what I mean? Even Black Sam, if you look at Black Sam, he's a genuine dude too.
Bro,
He's a lot of the reason why Nipsey even had the marathon store to begin with, when him and Fats was hustling the t-shirts outside of the stores before they even had the building.
He told that story at the Celebration of Life too, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like this all is you can feel vibes.
Yeah,
Vibes don't lie.
That whole family, throughout that
They
whole family. It's crazy, bro. And she just and back to his mom, like that whole family just seemed like they were at peace. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that it hurt so many people, like, and to see their family be as composed as they was. I mean, Black Sam almost broke today when he was talking. It was fucking heartbreaking.
And I wouldn't have blamed him. That's your younger brother. That's your younger brother, man.
Of course not.
But, and he still held it together.
Right. Black Sam,
you feel me?
You know, respect the Black Sam. Shout out to Black Sam, fam. But
shout out to Black Sam, man. Keep your head up. We with you.
Period. But it's like, even when the title, listen to the title of the event, the celebration of life. It's not a wake. You know what I'm saying? It's not a mourning. It's Facts. not a vigil. You know what I mean? It's not a remembrance. It's a fucking celebration.
It's a celebration. It's a fucking celebration.
That's it. Like, you got about victory lap playing before the celebration of life kicked off. You got dudes bumping Nipsey all goddamn week throughout the streets of LA and everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? People holding visuals
everywhere, in every hood,
bro. Chicago, Atlanta,
name a hood that ain't bumping
Miami.
Nipsey,
bro. Come on now, this
you
gang of respect. You got gangs coming together and saying, "Yo, ceasefire."
You talking about 60s and bounty hunters?
Come on, bro. I hope they keep that up. I hope this isn't just.
You know what? Yeah, me too. Me too. But you know what? It's gonna have to. It's going. You know what it's gonna take? It's gonna take for somebody to jump in right now. Somebody got to jump in right now and take control of it before it start to get too long and spread, and then people start to forget. Yeah. You know what I mean? Honestly, because that's what's gonna happen.
See, it's like moments like this that breed more kings. You know what I mean? Because people feel like it makes you look at yourself a little different. You know what I mean? When Nipsey got shot, like I said, it wasn't real. It's like him. Like Nipsey?
You know what? Our part of me still don't believe. And I went to the wake. I had a chance to go to Oakland. I don't know if you know who Mr. Fab is.
Yeah.
But out here, you know, he the same guy for everybody that may not know. He the same guy like Nipsey, respected artist, independent out here in Northern Cali in Oakland. He got a clothing store too called Dope Era. He had a candle lighting for Nipsey, and I got a chance to go out there. It was a lot of blue and red out there. It was a lot of blue and red out there. But I lit my candles, and it was just the energy that you felt. Because I had to walk through a crowd to get to the front. But when I got to the front, the energy that was just there with all them pictures and them candles, it was just unreal, man. It was just, and it was playing this music that real shit, that shit was just like sad as fuck, dog. Like I cried tears for my nigga, man. I'm not gonna lie.
In this moments like this, honestly, that I think breed better men. You know what I mean? It makes you, like I said, it makes you look at yourself different. Not only because you realize how close your own mortality actually is, but look at the thumbprint, the whole fist he put on this damn earth. You know what I'm saying? Look what he did for so many people in such a short amount of time. And you know, if you die, you know, normally people who die young, we always say their life was just beginning. They had so much to do. Look how much Nipsey did in the short life that he had. It makes you question, what have I done in the life that I had? Like with me, bro, I had to rethink my whole mental. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm in the process. I'm trying to do something back for my community. I'm trying to hold a school drive here in August over there in Pittsburgh. I'm trying to get it coordinated because I'm like, am I doing enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I sit there and take what Nipsey did? And maybe I can't do it, to the level he did it as of yet, right? Because I got to keep that hustle. The marathon got to continue. You got to keep that hustle mentality if I'm going to get to that point, period.
For sure that.
You know what I'm saying? But what if I could take a little bit of that and find my own way to make my own thumbprint? You know what I mean? Make my own impact on my own community, even if it's in the smallest, most minuscule way. It's more than I did yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Right type of time.
If it helped one person, I've done more than I did yesterday. And I feel like continuing to do stuff like that is what's going to honor Nip. If we really want to honor him, you know what I mean? Other than just playing his music and bumping, you know what I'm saying? And recognizing his name and his old movies and all his great pictures and photos and all this stuff. How about you do something for your community? Be a reflection of what he was trying to be or what he was. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I got a low key high theory for you, dog.
Holla at me.
Nipsey Hussle was Jesus Christ, bro.
That's deep. Okay, you're going to have to explain that. Talk to me. You have to explain that.
Nipsey Hussle died at what age?
33.
Jesus Christ died at what age?
33.
If Nipsey Hussle wouldn't have died, would niggas have hustled not like they about to hustle now? No, nigga. No, them niggas was not finished. Everybody... Bro, they got bounty hunters and 60s together.
Okay, but here's my thing, right? This is my only interjection on that because I see where you're going, and I agree with you in principle.
This is just a high theory.
I get it. I know. It's a high theory. I'm being with you. Allow me to come back a little bit. Right?
Nobody be believing.
Yo, Jesus died for our sins, right? That was a voluntary thing. This wasn't voluntary.
This definitely was not voluntary.
But this is a great...
Well, it's in the Bible, though. Deceit comes in many forms.
I understand that. But still.
You feel me?
It was voluntary. Like he chose to do that. Like he knew it was happening. Like he walked the cross up himself. You know what I'm saying? Like
he may not have known. It could have been something else, though.
Listen. I'm like 75% with you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm about 75% with myself. I need that 25.
I'm just saying, I'm with you. But yo, fucking great segue, right? When we talk about the way that he died. Because I told you the first 5 days after Nipsey Hussle's death bothered the absolute shit out of me. And why? Yeah. Because everybody had a fucking conspiracy theory, bro.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest, man. Nip was my nigga. Like that was you could probably look back on my Facebook a couple years and I'll probably put a status up saying he was in my top 5, honestly. But I just can't believe that somebody will walk up to. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe.
Are you a conspiracy? You don't know what to believe. Okay, so let's unpack this.
I want to believe everything. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know what to believe. Everything is coming out. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. But I just want that closure.
First of all, you're in a simulation and you don't even know it.
I know I'm in a simulation.
But I mean, for real, like this is how I think, right? My thing is I never try to worry myself about things that I cannot prove, right? And people go well overboard with shit a lot of the time trying to identify something that they have created proof themselves. Like you can't just create evidence yourself and pass it off as truth. And that's what people are doing. Like, listen, let me make it clear. I'm not saying that I'm naive enough to believe that the government doesn't have its hands in a lot of shit that we don't know.
Like, this is actual facts.
I get that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't work for that portion of the government. Please, NSA, don't come into my house. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I worked in a government circles, and I understand shit gets deep.
We watch a lot of TV shows.
Nah, who? Like, I've been in the Pentagon multiple times.
TV shows, for me, give me the idea to know like this stuff comes from a real place. This has to be real.
Right. I mean,
I've never been to the Pentagon, but I just know that it's real, man. It
it's
has
big
to
as
be.
shit.
It
And
has
there's a
to
lot of
be.
floors that you can't
You
get
know
on.
what I mean?
You know
I'm
what
a big
saying?
conspiracy theorist, by the way.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, look, I'm not mad at it because you keep throwing darts at a board, eventually you're gonna hit a bullseye. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So one
That-
time
you
you're
know
going to
what, I'm
be
gonna use
right,
that.
and you're
I'm
going to
gonna
rub it
take
in our
that.
face. Like, you know, you do. If you're right, please contact me.
But it's not. But with me, honestly, with me, it's to the point where it's like, in the beginning when he first died, like you said, within the first 5 days, I was kind of like searching for the truth, like day and night, restlessly.
Mm-hmm.
But like now, it's to the point where I'm at ease, knowing that he's just gone. But
right.
if something else comes up, I'm gonna take a look at it.
Nothing else is gonna come up. Like I feel bad
Today,
bringing
something
this
else
up.
came up. They talking about that the Eric Holder said that the government told him to
I
do.
don't give a
He paid the
fuck what Eric
75,000.
Holder got to say.
They said that they paid him 75,000.
Bro, I don't give a fuck what a okay.
But see, it's like you don't know what to believe, so you can't just.
No, okay. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you this.
Because you don't know if it could be true.
Bro, the last person I'm going to believe is a murderer. Like, I'm sorry. Like, why would I think that you wouldn't try to, I don't know, make some shit up?
We don't know why he did it in the first place. So
let me ask you a question. Take my hypothetical. Hypothetically speaking, Eric Holder did exactly what, Eric Holder did exactly what everybody's accusing him of doing, right? And then when Eric Holder leaves, Eric Holder, like every other fucking American in the world here, has a cell phone, right? He has a cell phone, and more than likely has like a Facebook or social media. Mm-hmm. And Eric Holder's looking at all these people saying, yo, Eric Holder shot Nipsey Hussle. And then Eric Holder's also looking at a ton of people saying, nah, the government shot Nipsey Hussle, and it's just conspiracy theory because of the Dr. CB thing, right? And as I'm Eric Holder and I'm saying, oh shit, there's a lot of fucking people who believe that the government probably put me up to this. You don't think that I would say some shit like, yo, the government put me up to this to make it seem like I'm somewhat innocent here?
Well, okay.
It sounds super pussy to shoot for Eric Holder to do what we're accusing him of doing. Am I lying? Is that not the bitchest of bitch moves is what he pulled off? Like, is that what you really want to go down in jail for? To being the guy who shot Nipsey Hussle because you was mad that he kicked you out because you snitched? Like,
and that's my whole thing with dude. Like, you ain't even got to be in the gang to know that snitches don't get respect.
Not
snitches,
at all.
Pedophiles, child, all of them, that category over there don't get no respect. Why would you come around here thinking that just because you was from 60s that everything would be okay? And Nipsey was just like, what the fuck is you, like, not even disrespectful, like what you doing around here? Like, I can't, you gotta understand that, like, I can't be caught hanging around with you because nigga, you a snitch, nigga. I'm a real nigga. What the fuck is you doing around here? This my shit.
Maybe that's what really got him all fucked up in the head. Is that
but if you know you a snitch, you know that that's fucked up though.
Hey, look, so you're suggesting to me that every person in the world has common sense?
If you know you a snitch and you was getting fucked up in prison, damn near killed for being a snitch, you know you not finna get the same respect on the streets. You ain't what you thought you was finna come out and shit was gonna be gravy.
Hey, listen, I'm not trying to make excuses for the nigga. I mean, I don't know why the fuck he did that stupid ass shit. I don't know why he thought that shit was gonna fly.
If you was a snitch in there, you was a snitch on the street. Like you can't.
I'm saying,
he could have just dipped and ordered his shit online like everybody else.
I mean, yeah, but niggas is stupid, bro. Like, niggas is stupid. And you know what's, man? The fragile ass male ego, the prideful ass male ego, yo. I got too much pride to sit there and act like a bitch and stay at home and order my shit from the crib. Nah, man. I am rolling 60s. You know what I'm saying? I am still part of this shit, man. What if he's still denying?
Like, who you rolling with? Other snitches?
I'm not fucking I don't know. I'm just saying what you're trying to do. I'm not saying what you're trying to do, but what you're doing is you're making it seem like it's something that's unbelievable. And my thing is, it's not unbelievable because there are people out there who are that fucking stupid and that oblivious to shit or that prideful. Like they're out there. They're not in abundance.
I know you. At the end of the day, I know you right, but it's just like that dose of reality. Sometimes it just be like a hard pill to swallow when you ain't swallowed it in a minute.
And that's what I want to get to, fam.
When you ain't swallowed it in a minute, you be like, damn. Like if you ever seen if you ever seen a body drop, you know what I mean? Like if you ever seen that shit, it'll fuck you up. It fucks you up for like a few years, and then you start to finally like get past it, and then let's say like later on you see another body drop, it's like damn.
Listen.
But like you went through it before, but it's just like that shit ain't happening in a minute. You know what I mean?
I feel
For
you.
me, that's how my perception is on it.
Right. My thing is I feel like people who are trying to make it something else than what it actually is. Like, I get it. It's a weird process for me. I think people are still trying to, like you said, they're trying to process it. Like it's not real. It's not real for them because they don't want it to be real. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard.
Nobody wants it to be real.
This is some hard shit because we as a people, we as a Black community, in my opinion, we have to face the reality that sometimes we are our own worst enemy. I mean, we just had a movie, Us, that was the central the central theme. We are our own fucking worst enemy. And sometimes, bro, the violence does come straight from the streets, straight from the community, right from your next door neighbor. Yeah. And as much as we want to believe that the outside forces, and they do have a lot of influence on our day-to-day society, we also have to take some type of responsibility in accepting the fact that this type of senseless violence happens all the fucking time for reasons much more silly than this. You know what I'm saying? But what I don't want to happen, and I don't want the perception of Nipsey, of that situation, I don't want it to be one of that's clouded in mystery and there's a documentary that's coming out.
I just want to, I don't really just give us our closure, please.
Give us the closure and then let us find ways to never let some shit like this happen again.
Right, because we know that this happened. This ain't like this ain't like an empty casket, maybe cute, but maybe not type shit. Motherfuckers at Coachella one year and shit. You know what I mean? Like
that's all I'm saying.
We seen it, bro. Just give please, man.
Bro, that's all the fuck I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Brother, please.
And that's how you move the fuck forward.
Brother,
Man,
please.
hey, come on, brother. Come on, brother. I mean, please, saying, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, that's how we move forward. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be that type of motherfucking nigga. I'm sorry. I can't be the conspiracy theory. I can't do the you have to accept it. And I'm gonna just say this, and this is gonna be a super fucking unpopular opinion because I already put this out there to a couple of niggas, yo. You heard that rumor that two of Eric Holder's peoples got shot and killed?
Yeah, I didn't know how true it was.
I didn't know how true it was either, and I don't know. I don't want to pass that off as something that is true. I'll just say allegedly, right?
Allegedly, okay, yeah.
Allegedly, but there was a lot of niggas, and I kind of came out. My feelings on it was kind of fucked up because it came very shortly after you heard Eric Holder's name, right?
Right.
I said, okay, so two of his family members, two people that had nothing to do with anything, just got killed because of what their family member did. And we don't
immediately think revenge.
That's exactly what it was. But
you immediately think revenge.
But bro, you don't find anything wrong with that? So let me ask you this.
Who, me?
No, I'm just saying in general. Like I'm talking about people. Yeah. People actually, this is what I got the whole time. That's just part of the game. Hey man, he already knew what was going to happen. You know what I mean? He put his family in that position. So wait a minute. Y'all just really going to excuse? To me, it's excusing another senseless shooting of more black people. It's an endless fucking cycle at that point. You can't say that Nipsey's death was senseless violence and then condone senseless violence and chop it up to the gang. The same thing that killed Nipsey.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
And I get it.
I don't know. I'm kind of both ways on that.
Bro, I get it.
Like see what you said, but I see what they say. It's like, damn, that's a double-edged sword.
I'm going to give you my favorite saying, bro. Two things can be true. Nipsey, that could have been 100% a part of the game and still have been senseless, stupid,
well, you heard,
unnecessary.
Okay, well, I put it like this. You heard what Boosie said when he was on this interview about 6ix9ine. He was like, I don't know why he was snitch. TV interview? Yeah, he was like, I don't know why he was snitch. You know, if it was Louisiana, he'd be dead in a month. His kids would get picked on in school and stuff like that. So that just lets you know, like you just said, it's a raw reality.
Right.
That's the most raw reality. That's the reality that we don't see every day. But it's real.
I guess my mental switch came a while ago, but I think it's really starting to cement itself now. And I just can't get down with that type of thinking anymore. I think that type of thinking, I mean, minor, but still it's kind of holding us back a little bit because we accepting that shit. And we're giving it an excuse. We're giving it kind of a buffer. You know what I mean? Like this is, it's not saying like it's okay. Not saying that we accept it like we want it to happen, but when it does, it's not met with the same type of energy, and that means it will never stop. You know what I'm saying? Like
so
to me.
So outside of without getting too off topic, what do you suggest that we should do?
See, and that's a complicated thing. I don't have a direct answer. I just don't. I think that it starts. See, this is me, right? My thing is, it's not going to happen next week. It's not going to happen 6 months from now, a year from now.
Because then you're talking gun control.
You said what?
I said because then you're talking gun control.
Oh, I mean, you can get deep, but I think it's more. Actually, I think it's not really any.
We can scratch some surfaces. We can scratch some surfaces.
I'm just saying. I don't think it's like. I don't think it can even get into that because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not a gun enthusiast, but I don't mind it. Like I'll like buy a pistol myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mind it because I know I'm not one of those weird, crazy ass throwed off niggas who will get the gun and start killing people with it. Like that's just only when I have to, meaning when I'm fucking in danger.
Defense only.
That's it. Just for
I'm
defense.
not gonna get drunk and start shooting at a party.
Exactly. Like I'm not gonna do that stupid shit because I have, mentally I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good up here. But my thing is it's all about mentality. And this is something that I don't think is going to happen or that can't be changed until the next generation. Not the one that's coming up now, but the one that their kids, you know what I mean, is affecting them and kind of changing it from there. You have to start from the seed, bro. You know what I mean? If you're going to grow and manifest, and then eventually more generations who change that mentality will then teach their kids, who will then teach their kids. And then you'll have a trickle down effect. I think that most of us are already, that shit's ingrained in us already. We lived it too long for it to really change in our mentality. As much as we might be able to understand where our thinking is wrong, there's still something like you just said, like, I kind of agree with him too and agree with you at the same time. Like that's growth and that's still your past that you can't get rid of. You know what I mean? But overall, like it's treating everything with the same energy.
It's like a double-edged sword because if you look at it like this, think about it like this. Like, okay, take an artist like Kendrick Lamar, for example. Mm-hmm. And you know where he came from, you know who he's affiliated with.
Yes,
we've seen the documentaries, everything. Mm-hmm. And his overall message is for people to be happier, obviously not to be in gangs, you know what I'm saying? He encourages positive activity. He encourages people to be artists. Right. But at the same time, he still has that tie to that. So he has to be that too. You know what I mean? Without, you know what I'm saying? So it's like how Nipsey was. Like Nipsey was still blue, but he was doing his business.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So like you can have that message, but at the end of the day, one of your songs is still talking about this, like because you still gotta be like that's who you are.
But see, you miss what I'm saying. I'm not saying change who you are. I'm saying do exactly what Nipsey and Kendrick did. Change the perception of what you are. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying stop being real niggas. I'm not saying stop being hood.
You are.
Yes, I'm not saying stop being hood niggas. That's not what I'm saying at all. You know what I mean? I'm saying that you can still be that. You can still be who you are, bro, and not have a negative effect on the world. You know what I'm saying? You can still be who you are and not take out and kill your next door neighbors or the nigga down the street. You know what I'm saying? Or anything like, you don't have to be that way. You can still, bro, I've never killed a single fucking person and I've defended myself just fine for 27 years. You know what I'm saying? Using my fucking hands, and everybody went the fuck home. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went home alive, went home, kissed their mother, their cousins, their sister, their brother, kissed their kids.
Well, you know, niggas nowadays, they be scared to take ass.
That's nowadays, but it takes motherfuckers like me, like you, like the rest of us who realize that's just not cool and to go ahead and intervene. It's going to be a long process, but somebody's going to get it. And one kid's going to get it, and he's going to marry another kid who gets it, and they're going to have kids, and they're going to teach them what they got. And then the generation, it's going to change. It's a long process. I'm not talking about an immediate fix. But the first thing you need to do is change your mentality on how you view this shit. Nothing's going to change if you keep the same mentality. You know what I'm saying? If you see things through the same prism, you got to change that up.
Right.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. But Who the fuck am I? I ain't nobody. Anyway.
Yeah, but Nipsey did have a big impact on this community, man.
Super big, man.
Super big impact on this community.
You know what I mean? Now, I guess, man, shit. Where do we wrap up from here, bro? Like where do we go? Where do we go? Like Nipsey will be laid to rest here soon. Like, what's next?
You know what? I think Nipsey was the type of person, man. Like now that he's gone, I don't feel like we have to immediately jump to the next hero because Nipsey's energy is spread out amongst all of us. You know what I mean? And everybody got to love enough hustle and grinding them right now by leaning on each other. You know what I mean? And that's ultimately what he wanted. It's like Nipsey died and then his energy just spread to the world. You know what I mean? Like everybody on their grizzly right now, everybody trying to make more money, everybody in the gym, you know, everybody motivated, making songs and stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't think that we have to look to somebody right now, but eventually somebody's going to come. It might sound crazy, but the next Nipsey is probably like 5 years old right now.
You think so? Like a little young buck. You know
I mean, he's probably like 5 years old.
You don't think it's no Nas X?
Old age, and then it's gonna be like, damn, you know what I mean?
My bad. It's Future. I'm sorry. We already get. It's Future. I forgot Future. I forgot. My bad, bro. I'm sorry, Future.
You have to go there. Not my nigga.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to
interrupt. Fire marshal.
I'm just saying, like he said, him and Nipsey was on the same thing.
I don't know. That's a great. Get a little sweet.
I mean, I'm just no, but serious. On a serious note, I'm sorry. You're 100% right. I can agree with that. My bad, bro. I could agree with that, man. I think that I don't think we need to look for another hero, but I do think that what people are doing right now, which is a lot of self-reflection, you know what I mean, about what he really stood for. Like you see a lot of people dropping quotes. You know what I mean? Dropping Nipsey bars that meant something to him, that had some substance, that said something, said a message. I'm starting to feel like that shit's sticking with people a lot more than it did when he was alive. And they say most of the time you'll be more celebrated in death than in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his words definitely got heavier.
They definitely got heavier. It hit different. You know what I'm saying? Like them shits hit different.
I feel like I'm listening to the Bible almost, man. Like I'm like it's like a direct passage to the game. Like he's telling you what to do. He's telling you what to do. You ever sat there and listened to them Bible CDs? When I was growing up, we had these Bible CDs we used to listen to, and it was like these famous actors that used to read the Bible, but in this like extravagant way, and they used to have like all of the sound effects in the background, so you can like really envision this shit. But Nipsey is like, even if you go back to 2010, the shit he was talking about is relevant to today. You know what I mean? He's telling you how to start an enterprise. He's telling you what to do. Like I saw Snoop at the thing today.
Yeah.
He said the first time he had a conversation with Nipsey told him to open up a theme park called Doggy Land. That shit blew my motherfucking mind.
Yo, Nipsey was a fucking innovator, bro.
He was like, people would come to that shit. Think about it, you Snoop Dogg, you can just get 40-ounce rides and shit. I'm like, bro, you know how much fucking money Snoop would have made if he did that shit? And that's back then, Nipsey.
All right.
Who thinks like that, bro? He thinks Black enterprise.
I'm gonna just be real. I didn't know Nipsey's Marathon clothing had that that sequence, that code in the back of it. That when you use the app, and
the world first back, we were supposed to go down there. We planned a trip to go down there in June.
Where at?
To LA. Me and my homeboy, we was gonna go down there in June and go to the marathon store. We was gonna go to LA for the weekend.
If y'all still go, y'all have to grab me something, man. I ain't gonna be in California till like September. I'm just saying, niggas got Cash App, and they know how to use like the postal service. I mean, you're an adult. You know?
For sure.
I'm just saying, you didn't sound too confident, like you actually wanted to go get me some shit. Like I didn't.
Bro, as long as you send the cash, I'll grab it. I ain't got no problem with that.
What I was gonna do? Like, come on, man, you got a whole kid out here. I don't know how much money you got.
I mean, pull your blouse down, B. Don't you tell me like what the fuck, B?
It's like 10:30 at night, bro. Like,
you pressing me, B. I'm off the bubba.
Got work in the morning, but no.
Damn, we showed. Man, why you had to remind me of that?
Because we're fucking grown, bro.
And I just canceled my day off tomorrow too.
That's crazy. Well, wait, tell me what? Who does that?
I canceled it because, bro, my job is. That's a whole nother talk show.
All right, that's a whole. It's
always some crazy shit.
Let's not air out your employers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these motherfuckers, boy.
No, I'm just playing. Nobody listens to this show for real anyway.
After this episode, your views gonna skyrocket.
Oh, this is about to jump.
It's going up. You don't even have to edit this.
Nah, man, you just want me to start from the beginning? We was talking about
It don't even gotta get edited.
You don't think so? I mean, I gotta edit it a little bit.
Edit it out or edit it a little bit. Watch when you listen back to it. You're gonna be like, bro, this shit flows perfectly.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the flow, yo. By the way, great conversation, man. Like I appreciate you jumping on this bitch.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward.
We're gonna have to do this more often, fam. Like you're gonna have to get in the mix with Skylar, yo, because Skylar might mix you up, bro. You know
what did I tell you from day one? I was like, bro, I co-host.
You did say that.
And you was like, oh no, man, niggas might have to be, I don't know, I have to figure it out.
Hey, yo, first of all, that's not how I sounded. You don't know how
I was like, all right, nigga, that's your shit. Respect.
Like, how would you know how I sounded through a text message?
Because you never hit me back about it.
What?
You never hit me back about it. You never was like, all right, yeah, I'm about to let's co-host together. Now you was like, I got my shit.
It's getting spicy.
I was like, I'm trying to get up in here. You was like,
let me tell you the story. Let me tell you the truth, right? Because I'm not about to let this Detroit nigga lie on me and shit, right? So let me tell you the truth was, right?
Would you rather listen to a Detroit nigga or a Barrack nigga? Come on, B.
Bro, look, what is Detroit? Like seriously, listen to me. Bro, listen to it. It's Detroit. Like outside of
what does that mean?
Bro, we've all seen 8 Mile. Like that's basically
Oh my
Detroit.
God. How long is y'all going hold on, let me get this out there. How long is y'all gonna keep Aaron like hanging on to this 8 Mile?
Because that's Detroit, bro. Like what are you talking about?
Bro, that is not Detroit. Niggas is not wearing Tabo jeans no more.
Bro, yes y'all are. That's jeans and Cartier frames, bro.
No,
like,
we not. Niggas is not wearing the little beanies with the flap on the front no more.
Is. With the big jackets and everything, bro. Yes, it's Detroit.
Bro.
It's cold. I bet you it's cold right now. What is it, like 40 degrees?
It is snowing.
Thank you. It's Detroit, bro. It's depressing.
Listen, after 2 days of 70 degrees, it snowed.
Bro, the last time Detroit had sun, the Pistons was in the finals. And you know how long ago that was.
You know what? I'm going to keep it a buck. Detroit does have 4 seasons. It's just that now, with all of that climate change shit, they all push back. So let me tell you the truth.
What?
Growing up, we've always had 4 consistent seasons. All 4. When we get our summers are hot as fuck and muggy as fuck.
Right.
And then our springs, winter, fall, all of that shit. But our winters are the coldest. That's why niggas always think it's cold.
It's cold in the D, bro.
It's cold, but let me tell you this: it's even colder in fucking Chicago.
Bro, yeah. Oh my God, yes. That's not even a debate.
If you go downtown, all them tall buildings, that wind is
cold as hell. Yo. Chicago. I had a Chicago nigga on a podcast before, bro. I'm gonna bring him on a future podcast if he ever gets the time. But I'm gonna tell him how trash Chicago is. Chicago's been taking L's all year, by the way. Like with R. Kelly and Jesse Smollett and everything else. They've been taking L's all year. We're not gonna talk. That's an episode, like a whole nother episode for a whole nother time. But real quick, just to tell y'all the truth, because I didn't forget about the truth. I'm not gonna let him in the podcast thinking I'm somebody negative who doesn't call people back. I had an original podcast set up with another one of my homeboys, and we were gonna run that. And so that didn't manifest itself into what we thought it was going to be.
This is after he put me on the bench.
And at that, nigga, no, it was not. I didn't have no fucking equipment. No. All right, so this is what the podcasters don't want to hear. What we're talking about right now, that's not what the listeners want to hear.
This nigga straight up JaVale McGee.
So I'm gonna end this shit. I'm gonna say thank you, you bastard. I appreciate that. No, for real, I appreciate you coming on the episode, man. You got anything else you want to say before we?
Yeah, real quick before we get up out of here. You know we can't end the podcast without talking about some type of sports. What you think about the playoffs? You seen the bracket?
First of all, it's go Spurs go.
Okay.
Day.
I mean, so you got the Spurs in the win in the Western Conference?
Absolutely not. Probably. I mean, I'm a Spurs fan, but I'm a realist at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we got a good chance.
I'm riding with the Pistons.
That's stupid. Because this again, a Detroit nigga acting like that. You know, but no.
Nigga, we got the Bucks. He's all right with the Pistons.
Y'all playing the Bucks? Like is that not a sweep?
And then if we pop their ass in, what niggas gonna say, nigga?
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Nigga,
I don't care. Like I don't care about y'all. I got the whole Spurs to worry about.
Giannis, nigga.
Listen, all I'm saying is,
bro, you think y'all gonna make it past Denver? Y'all gotta play Denver in the first round, B.
I like our chances. I like our chances against Denver more than I like against the Warriors. I mean, right? Is that not a positive?
I don't Shit.
Positivity. Speak positive. What the stop being so
I don't know.
damn negative.
You know what? No, I don't say that. Let me tell you why. I don't say that because the Spurs and the Warriors have seen each other multiple times in the playoffs, and they already know how to play each other.
Bro, we had Kawhi Leonard. We don't have Kawhi Leonard now.
I
It's
got
a whole
DeMar
different
DeRozan.
game. Really? Listen to those words. I want you to say that again slowly. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Say that again.
DeMar DeRozan, bro.
Yeah, terrible. Yeah, it doesn't ring the same. Like, I mean, he's a great. Listen, don't get me wrong, great player. He can score the fucking basketball, but he's DeMar DeRozan. Like,
all right, let me give you the rundown. Real quick. Western Conference. You got Golden State and playing the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
You got Houston playing the Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
You got Portland playing the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Denver playing the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Conference, you got Milwaukee playing Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Boston playing Indiana.
Right.
Philly playing Brooklyn. Damn.
Right.
Toronto playing Orlando. Or Toronto torched the fuck out of Orlando.
So I'm going to just say it like this. I'm not going to go round by round, but I'll say it'll be Golden State and possibly the way the bracket is set up is kind of like
I think Golden State and Houston.
Houston will have to play Golden State in round 2.
It gotta be Houston because Houston always gets to the second round.
Houston will have to play Golden State in round 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's who we want to advance.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's fine. But Warriors will get to the Western Conference Finals, and
they never make it out though. This is this hardest year. 36 points a game.
Bro, I don't give a fuck. It's not.
We talking about playoffs, Harden.
These are playoff Warriors, dude. Like, what are you talking? Are you serious?
I don't know, B. I'm saying I'm not
playoff
saying.
Harden.
Hold on. I'm
Playoff
not saying nothing is definite, but haven't we not seen a lot of teams stepping up this year? You can play with damn near anybody on 2K. Anybody.
Bro, this ain't 2K.
I'm just saying that's because these niggas is good in real life, bro. You can play with Philly. You can play with Milwaukee. When the fuck have we ever played with Milwaukee?
Listen, bro.
In Utah.
Right. You remember when he was Lou Alcindor? That's probably the last
Who the
time.
fuck is that?
Seriously?
Yes.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
You said Lou Alcindor, sir.
Lou Alcindor. Dude, nigga, Lou Alcindor. You wanted to talk sports. All right. You know what? Are you Googling it? Are you Googling Lou Alcindor?
No, I'm actually stuck right now.
No, you're not good. It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, bro.
Okay, my fault, man. I got exposed.
It's all right, yo. A little bit.
It's all right. I'm a fraud.
It's all right. Just a little bit. But no, if you want me to keep it a buck with you, I think it's going to be probably the Warriors in the finals.
I'm going to keep it 100 like Nip would.
I'm going to say it's probably going to be the Warriors. And if I had to put probably the Warriors in Toronto.
So you got the Warriors in the finals and Toronto?
I got the Warriors in Toronto.
Oh, I can't wait to see Toronto and Philly.
Oh, that's going to be a good one, bro.
Hell yeah. And then Milwaukee and Boston.
That's going to be a good one.
I just love the way fucking Giannis plays,
bro.
Yeah, basketball is really exciting right now.
It really is, man. This is a really
it's not just Miami and Lakers
and it's not really just the Warriors either. I mean, the Warriors could lose to Houston. I'm not.
The Warriors could get their ass bust if they fuck around.
Let's slow down. I mean, ass bust might be a little stretch, but they could lose.
I mean, I'm not homophobic.
I'm just no. That's not what I'm talking. What the fuck? No. That's not what I'm saying. They're just not gonna get beat down like that.
Bro, I'm high as fuck, bro. You gotta forgive me.
Let me, bro, go lay out, man. I'm ending this bitch. I'm in this bitch now, man. Thank you all for listening, man, to another episode of Make It Make Sense podcast. Appreciate it, Hood. We don't have closing music. Until next time, man. I'll talk to y'all motherfuckers later. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Face, and I want to thank you all for listening to this episode of the Make It Make Sense podcast. Make sure you go ahead and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube page. I want to hear your criticisms, I want to hear your feedback, and I want to hear your opinions on what we were talking about today. All right? Remember, I'm trying to make this the best podcast possible, and for that, I would love the fan input, so go ahead and make sure you holler at me one time, all right? Thank you again for listening to the podcast, and until next time, I will see y'all later.